Hello, I'm Andy, and I'm going to read to you a program called Jupiter Retrograde Effect till November 2nd, 2021. Before I move further on, here's my email. Send me this email if you wish to have a 90-minute session with me based on your date of birth, your time of birth, and looking at your palms, which is a very important part of the reading. And I'll show you how to formulate your own personal lucky lottery numbers. It's a system I will teach you. And I'll show you how to reach that supernatural energy I call the soul that's already within you, and a lot of other effects which I'll give you, making you very, very important and successful. We'll talk about that later. Now, a Jupiter retrograde. According to astronomy, it will retrograde until, well, from June the 22nd, 2021, until October the 23rd, 2021. But that is according to astronomy. We are into astrology. So astrology effect can be different. And for me, it's from today, which is today, the 19th of October. And this effect really gets into motion, making a lot of energies that will affect you one way or another. And so the Jupiter retrograde has started in earnest. And for me, it will only end from November the 7th onwards. So an elongated effect is always seen. So we can't follow astronomy all the way. We need to also look at the astrology workouts. And according to my calculations, that's what I feel. So you won't have felt much effect from June 22nd until the 19th of October. I'm sorry, until the 19th of August. You wouldn't have felt much effect, but it will start now in earnest because now the connections and the relationships to planets is getting very diverse. The affected planets, because of this Jupiter retrograde, for the positive side, if you have a Jupiter that's strong, if you have a Mars position that's strong, if you have a Sun position that's strong, if you have a Moon position that's strong, and if you have a Neptune position that's strong in your horoscope, meaning that it's a positive outlook, then the Jupiter retrograde may actually help you. While it may disturb your movements, it may actually help you. But if you have a planet Mercury in disarray, or a Saturn going too slow, or a Venus showing skills which are not real, or Uranus which makes you over inventive, then you have to be really careful of the Jupiter retrograde. So the outlooks of different planets to the planet Jupiter are not always the same. Regarding your sun signs, if you happen to be born in the sun sign of Cancer or Leo or Sagittarius or Scorpio or Aries, then you're going to have a much better time and may even benefit in this period of the planet Jupiter retrograding. But if you are from Gemini, if you are born in the sun sign of Gemini, Virgo, Capricorn, Libra, Taurus, Aquarius, and Pisces, you have to be more careful because the way they outlook to each other these planets is having during the Jupiter retrograde, it can benefit you or it can hurt you very much. So I've given you basically an outlay. Now, the calendar year this year has a group of planets, Mercury, Saturn, Venus, and Uranus, and they are moving around in wonderful tandem, which means in wonderful harmony. And these are the ones who are going to feel the difficulty. So in the calendar year Mercury 2021, the main planets ruling are the Mercury planets, and they will have difficulties. So you have to be very careful in 2021. If you're born with the sun signs that I've mentioned are troublesome, then you will have the remainder of 2021 in great, great difficulty, more and more until the last day of the year, 2021. But if you're born in the sun signs which I have favored for you, like Leo, Sagittarius, Scorpio, Aries, then you will be much better off. You'll be much better off until end of this year because it's the Mercury issue, which is the Mercury energy that's making Jupiter retrograde turn against different sun signs. Many ages are going to be affected in a different way. And you coming from Aries, if you happen to be the ages of, I will go even to the age of 8 or 17 or 26 or 35 or 44 or 53 or 62 or 71 or even 80. You'll have to be very careful during these ages for the remainder of 2021. The effects will be money wise, job, business wise, affecting you badly. Even in personal relationships, it can bring miscommunications and misunderstanding. So there you are. These ages for you coming from Aries, which I've just mentioned, are going to be very troublesome. But I'm going to give you a set of ages which is going to be wonderfully helped. And if you happen to be the ages of 12 or 21 or 30 or 39 or 48 or 57 or 66 or 75 or even 84, then you're going to have plenty of benefit coming your way. And you're going to have the opportunities until end of this year, somehow that you can control better. So although the planets ruling the calendar year 2021 are not exactly for you coming from Aries, yet you may get some unexpected good things happening for you if you are of these good ages in 2021. The personal areas of your life, romance, marriage, and family, there's going to be a slight disruption next year in 2022 because the Jupiter retrograde moves until November, early November. So you have to be careful in the area of romance, marriage, and family. You cannot afford to be dominating or stubborn or pushy, and you cannot afford to want control. And then the area of financial, business, and job areas, you're going to have difficulties with your bosses and difficulties with your superiors. So be very careful for the remainder of 2021. And even in 2022, I see the problem following suit. So be careful as long as the retrograde of Jupiter continues, financial areas of any kind are not stable. Regarding your health area, you coming from Aries, you have to be very careful during this Jupiter retrograde period because what's mentioned seriously is the heart area and the liver area and the lower spine area. So these areas are going to be specially aimed for until end of this year and even next year during the retrograde of Jupiter next year. So be careful, especially in these areas. And one more area, your gastric stomach may become worse and worse, or you may become gastric during this period due to worry and due to difficulties. Regarding accidents, during a retrograde, we worry about accidents. Accidents can be not only physical, they can be emotional accidents, financial accidents. So we make a lot of mistakes, especially when we are trying to grow and expand whatever we have. So you coming from Aries, be a bit careful. While the retrograde goes on until next year, don't want to unnecessarily expose yourself to over expansion and overgrowth. Okay. Now, this aftermath, well, before I go after the aftermath next year, let me talk to you about colors. So, colors are very important for you coming from Aries. They can subdue the effects of Jupiter retrograde or they can multiply it. I would suggest you stay away from dark blue and black as much as you can and try to limit the color white as well on your body and whatever you connect at home or in the office. Dark blue, light blue, black, and white. Try to minimize using that color because colors play a big part in our lives. We have a soul that stays with us. And this soul that stays with us is the one that communicates to planets for us. And with communication is done through colors. So whatever color you wear, you are going to open energies to the planet to control that color you're wearing. So don't wear these colors which I've told you not to wear. Okay. And regarding accidents, just be very careful that not to out expose yourself, not to take risks of any kind. So be careful of that as well. So these are the things which I feel worried for you coming from Aries. And of course, retrogrades come and go. But it's a question of in which calendar year we are in. So this year and next year, for you coming from Aries, I'm worried that the Jupiter retrograde may affect you. Sometimes to the good side if you're the right ages, sometimes to the bad side if you're the bad ages. So to know all that, you'll need to have a 90-minute session with me, which will cost you USD $50 to know your next 9 years. I will go through this age by age, calendar year by calendar year to explain to you how these next 9 years are going to be, how to tackle them. We'll go through it age by age, calendar year by calendar year. We'll go through it very quickly. Enough knowledge to let you know. And I will also talk to you about all the other energies in this 90-minute section. If you like to play lotteries, I will show you how to play lotteries, the system that is there. The system involves planets, involves you, involves your soul as well. All these energies together are very powerful. And more than that, I will show you how. If you like to meet your soul and activate the energy of your soul, I'll show you how to go about it. It can be done. It's not very difficult. And to accelerate the energies of your third eye, that can also be done. And to have your aura to shine, that can also be done. So there are many ways I will teach you, and your lucky colors and your lucky gemstones and your lucky days and your lucky directions. All that I will also show you. So I look forward to having a 90-minute session for you one day so that I can get your next 9 years prepared for you to show you where the best assets of yours may do the best and your bad assets that you may have to contain them and control them. Well, this is what I have to tell you about the Jupiter retrograde. Never be afraid of retrogrades, but tell yourself the extremes can be the good and extremes can be the bad. That's what it does. Well, in the meantime, I wish you the best of luck during this retrograde period. And I look forward one day to having the email from you. And this is my email. Send me this email if you wish to have a 90-minute session with me. And I'll reply to you as soon as I can. Until we meet one day, I wish you a good time. Thank you. Goodbye.